May is Mental Health Month, so I think it's a pretty good time to talk about stress relief. Stress doesn't just negatively affect our mental health, it can also cause physical problems in the long term. We can't avoid stressful situations for the rest of our lives, but taking the effort to relieve stress helps us improve our own mental health. And before I start this video, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend OllyX for creating a video about PTSD and Mental Health Month and how it relates to fishing. OllyX has been a huge fan for a while, and seeing his filming and editing skills along with his weight loss journey has really motivated me and inspired me. So go check out his video after you're done with this one if you're curious. Love you, OllyX. Some forms of stress relief vary from person to person. An experienced yogi may find stress relief in practicing yoga, but a new student might find that trying yoga or any other sort of fitness class for the first time is actually another stressful experience. This example also shows that facing some forms of stress can help us relieve stress over time. Finding the best forms of stress relief may require some trial and error. So tip number one for you guys is to analyze the moment. Stressing yourself out about being stressed is not going to boost your mood. You need to try to be patient when you notice yourself feeling stressed. Now, mindfulness can help us analyze the root cause of our emotions and maybe prevent further emotions of stress. If we can avoid stressful situations, we can also avoid the stress. Also, gently assess your feelings and what events have happened in the past couple days, weeks, or even months that may have led up to you feeling stressed or overwhelmed. Stress is simply a chemical reaction in the brain, and when we understand the root causes of this reaction, events that have happened in your life, we can learn how to address the situation in a calm manner and adjust our behavior to encourage more positive chemical reactions. Stuff like the release of endorphins and serotonin. Stay mindful throughout the day whether you're stressed or not. If you find yourself in a moment where you feel particularly happy or maybe calm, record that moment, write it down and what you're doing. Since stress relief may vary from person to person, your most effective stress release tips and tricks may be very personal. For example, some people feel very calm when they're taking a shower or maybe performing a tedious task. Keep track of these activities or things that make you feel calm, remember them, and resort back to those activities when you find yourself being stressed. Tip number two is to breathe deep. Even if we feel stressed, we can trick our minds into thinking that we're calm, cool, and collected. When we take deep breaths, we send a message to our brain that we're in a safe environment. Take some time out of your day to focus on your own deep breaths. The great thing about this exercise is that you can most likely do it whenever and wherever you want. If you find yourself getting distracted or bored while you breathe, or maybe even during meditation, try a technique called stair-step breathing. This type of breathing requires constant attention to your own body and mind while you breathe. Step number one, inhale through your nose and direct the breath to fill up your stomach while you count to 2. Step number 2, continue to inhale and direct the breath to fill up your entire chest while you count to 2. Number 3, exhale through the nose and feel the breath leaving your chest while you count to 2. Number 4, continue to exhale and feel the breath leaving your stomach while you count to 2. And step number 5 is just to repeat these steps over and over again. Now you can extend the count to 4, 6, 8, maybe even 10 depending on how slowly you breathe. The slower and calmer you breathe, the calmer you will feel. Tip number 3 for you guys is to exercise. If you're stressed, it might be time to hit the gym, or maybe even just a little bit of cardio. Exercise helps to boost the release of endorphins in your brain. Endorphins are basically the chemical that make you feel happy. Now, if you're new to exercise, you don't have to immediately jump into an intense fitness routine, and most likely if you do, it won't last very long. Even just a 30-minute walk around your neighborhood can get you out of your chair and encourage endorphin production. If you are doing a calm exercise, remember to breathe deeply and consciously. Tip number 4 is sleep. Sleep and stress are very closely related, but this relationship can often be frustrating. If you're not sleeping well, you may get very stressed, and most people that don't sleep well usually are a little perturbed when they're woken up. If you sleep very stressed, you might not be able to sleep well. If you need to, you can plan out a nap, but make sure you get at least 7 hours of sleep in your schedule at a time where you won't have to worry about completing other projects or other people waking you up. Do not put off sleep to complete projects that you can complete the next day. If you can get a full night's sleep, you are more likely to complete the project faster. At least in my own experience. Another tip for you is something called creative activities. Stress relief feels just like that. It should be relief. For many people, creative projects are a fun way to stay occupied, stay maybe disconnected from the other types of stress, and produce something fun while relieving stress. So find a project or an activity or maybe a fun hobby that will allow you to get rid of all your stress and just enjoy the moment. You can experiment with different types of creative activities, including writing, drawing, painting, sculpting, or other things like that. If you're worried about your own skill level, this is not a good thing because you might stress yourself out even more trying to find stress relief. So don't compare your painting abilities to the person next to you. If you find yourself stressing out about what other people think of your art, then maybe you need to keep your creative activity private at first. Try learning from online tutorials, and after a while, you may gain the confidence to branch out and take classes or even join groups with similarly creative people. Interesting though, I actually did a poll on my channel, and out of over 10,000 people who voted, literally half of them answered being alone for a while and mindfulness as an answer of ways to relieve stress. So for for a lot of people, just being alone, being away from other people. Maybe my channel is full of introverts, but mindfulness is one of the best things. Other answers on the poll were to push through it, hang out with family and friends, weirdly enough, some people pick drugs, and going to the gym. I also think this is why my friend Olix and his friends get so much benefit, mental health benefits from fishing. It's more of like an alone sport. I mean, you can definitely fish with friends, but you're in nature, most of the time you're alone, and it's the perfect situation to practice mindfulness. The last tip I have for you guys is to reach out to a friend. We all know someone who can help us relieve stress in an instant, someone we can go to and talk to. And if you don't have that person, check out my video on meeting new friends, or I guess you can direct message me on Instagram. Whether it's our mother's voice or our best friend's laugh, talking to a person can help us see our situation from a more calm perspective. And if this person isn't available in the moment, watch photos or videos of you and this person together. A simple, quick hug can release a ton of serotonin and endorphins in the brain, which are both chemicals that make us feel happy. Remember, stress is only a chemical reaction, but it can do a ton to your body and your mental health. So with mindfulness, conscious action, and a few deep breaths, you can put yourself on a road to a stress-free moment. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you gained value from this video, and I would really appreciate it if you went and watched Olix's video on mental health and how fishing is connected to mindfulness. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.